Hello everyone, I'm Diane. Welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. So I share all things sewing and craft related here. So if you're new here, welcome. Now, today I'm going to share with you some ideas for refashioning. I'm also going to share my recent make, my charity shop find, a £1 charity shop find, which I intend on refashioning, and also a few ideas of what to look for when you're looking for fabric in charity shops. Things to do and not to do, a few ideas, and then a little checklist to go through. So we're going to jump straight into it. And first of all, before we begin, I'll show you what I've got, and then you can sort of let me know in the comments what you think. I do have a plan in mind for this. I'm going to go through that. And it's always best to have a look on the £1 rails in the charity shops, because they may not have something that immediately grabs the eye, but with further thought and planning beforehand, you'll get an idea of what you're looking for. So this is really nice on its own, even if somebody wanted to wear this without refashioning. So it's this man's shirt right here. So as you can see, it has a red cross on it. Now, most charity shops and across the St. Luke's in the UK branches, and a lot of other charity shops do this as well, when it's coming to the end of so many weeks when things have been out, they'll do sort of a purge of everything that they want to move along, and they'll put them down to £1. So they usually let you know beforehand when they're going to do this, and they'll do it on specific rails, and some stores will even have days or even whole weekends where they decide they're going to put everything in the shop for £1, where they get all the stock out that's been on the rails and hasn't sold. They want to move it along, and then anything that doesn't get sold after that, unfortunately, just sort of gets ragged. So do look on these rails, because you're saving it from landfill, you're saving it from, I mean, things get shipped abroad and so on, don't they? But any way that we can save the textiles and use as dressmakers or patchwork quilters or crafters in any form is a great way to do that. So this particular shirt, I love the print. It was a small man's shirt. So as you can see, it's got really gorgeous colours, crisp white background, navy, red and a sort of coral in it just there. And then you've also got all those buttons. And for me, because that's a full length shirt, there's plenty of fabric there. So yeah, don't dismiss the £1 rail, and I'm going to tell you why. So first up, when we're looking for things in charity shops, you always want to think, has it got large areas of usable fabric? So you may love the print, it may be something really pretty, but if it's small, if it's in a small size, if it's got lots of panelling and design details on there already, you may struggle to get something workable out of it for you. If you're a small size yourself and you just want to sort of shorten it further or make something tiny, a tiny little crop top with it, that may work, but you are really limited. So the first thing to think about is, are there large areas of usable fabric? And a great way to do that is to always go for things in sizes bigger than your own. For example, men's shirts often have large areas of fabric, so not only on the front and back, but also in the sleeve. Again, if you get these in larger sizes, but if you're going for the fabric, you may be limited on that. But even a small man's shirt, I find, for me, has got lots of usable fabric on it. Maxi dresses, you may not see as many of these, but I'm still seeing quite a lot in the charity shops. Maxi dresses in a larger size than your own, usually if they've got a gathered waist, will yield lots of fabric. So you can open that up. Just the skirt alone, you'll have lots to work with, especially sort of for tops for the summer. So great idea to look at maxi dresses. Also wide leg jumpsuits and trousers, things like that. Again, they've got wide areas of fabric in the leg. So you might have to add some design details of your own that include seams front and back on things if you're turning them into tops, but always a good thing to look at. So really be looking at larger sizes and things with lots of volume if you can. The next thing you want to be looking at is the notions that you can save. So even if you don't like the particular item, think for future projects, think for things you have in mind, think about things that are on your to make list. So buttons now can be expensive, so can zips and things like that. So if you go to something on a £1 rail and it's got a long usable zip on it for, say, a jacket or a coat, that zip could potentially be £5 or £6. So you might want to buy it just for the zip, and then you might find you use some of the fabric in patchwork or something like that later on. But even if you only save the zip, you've got something from it. And if that item didn't sell and it was going to be ragged anyway, you've at least salvaged something. But as makers, you'll probably find you use the other fabric. Bag making, there's all kinds of things that you can use fabric for. Buttons, of course, if you're going for shirts or long shirt dresses and things like that, you'll yield quite a lot of buttons from an item like this. And again, even if you were only buying the buttons for a future project, they will come to more than £1, you can guarantee it. So please have a look at notions and things like that, and keep a sort of working list in the back of your mind that what you might need in future for things that you plan to make. Now, a really big one is, do I love the print and the colour? It's no good picking these things up if the colour scheme is not something that will go with anything else in your wardrobe and it's not a colour that'll suit you. You'll just end up using it, making something up and then not liking it. Unless, of course, you're gifting it or using it in like homewares or bag making or other things like that. So please do bear in mind, if you're going to buy something that you like the print, that it jumps out at you, or the colour is in a colour that will suit you and your current wardrobe. So another thing to watch for is the fabric, and is it good quality? If you're going to be wearing it, it wants to be comfortable, it wants to be breathable, it wants to be something that you will love wearing. So this particular shirt is 65% cotton. So I do try to go for things like in natural fabrics whenever I can. If you're shopping off the charity shop rail, you can't always do that, but there is a lot of stuff out there that is really lovely. So 65% cotton is really good. I will be happy to wear that. And I know that that is something that I'll enjoy wearing once it's made up. So please do think about that. Think about the quality of the fabric. Think about how it feels against your skin. Also, if it's itchy or anything like that. Those are the kind of things that will put you off wearing your future garments. Now, the next thing that you can do before you begin refashioning is to look for items online in sort of shops that you think you would enjoy wearing things from. So they don't have to be shops you can afford, so they can be the higher end ones because you're not buying anything, you're just looking. Just look at what jumps out at you, what you would like to wear, the tops, the trousers, the dresses, which ones would you think, if money was not an issue, what would I buy? Make a note of the details, the shapes, the silhouettes that you like, and then think about what you would like to make yourself. So you can screenshot and make a little list or mood board for yourself of all the things that you like, and then pick out the details and the real key components that are the things that you want to add to your future makes. So save these images, pick one or two, have a look at what you've brought home with you. Has it got enough fabric to make any of these items? If so, what do you need to change? Do you need to add in some extra seams or dark details to hide the fact that you don't have enough solid areas of fabric? Because you can add fabric together in sections and add a few details of your own, but still keep the overall silhouette. So note these down, make yourself a folder, or even just use a notepad. I do like to use a notepad, I'm quite old school with that. Right, another thing not to do is to focus on the model. So don't focus on the models in the images with the perfect look and the perfect figures. You want to be focusing on the clothes and the details and how they hang. So if you focus too much on the models, you might get lost in that. So we're not going to look like they do, but what we want to be aiming for is the look of the clothing. So we're looking at the silhouette of the clothes, and if we feel that they look like they fit with our own personal style, and also if they look achievable and wearable for us, not for the model on the screen. After you've done all that, we're going to deconstruct the garment. So you're going to take it apart as carefully as you can, removing the notions and opening it up so that you've got large areas of fabric. So once you've done all this, give it a good press. So you will need to wash it all when you first get it home, but then deconstruct it, give it a good press so you know what you've got to work with. And then think from there where you need to add in pieces before you start cutting. Now, what I'm going to do with mine. So I mentioned a little while ago that I made the lit top from Atelier Brunette a while ago, but I haven't made it again. I made it for a work project. I do want to make it for myself, and I've decided this is the project that I'm going to do it on. So this is nice and simple. We've got these little vents at the side. You can add in buttons or ties if you wish. And what I thought is, when I deconstruct this and make this up, I will do a step-by-step sew along of how I do it so that you can see. So I'm going to be doing that in my next video. So do come back for that if you're interested, and that might give you a better idea how to go about it, especially if you're doing it from a shirt. So as I said, sometimes we need to add in centre seams so that we get that expansive fabric that we need. Or we might need to add in a little panel somewhere else. It entirely depends on your pattern pieces and then what you've got left once you've deconstructed. So do pop back if you'd like to see that made up completely. So as always with a shirt, we're going to have 2 panels down the front. So once we've undone this, we're going to make sure that we get rid of that centre band with the buttons and the buttonholes on. And we're going to open up these sleeves so that we've got a nice expanse of fabric for making things like binding if we need it. On this one, there are a lot of French seams. I know because I've made it before. So I'll also be going through those. So that's something that we are going to be making. If you'd like to make this and you've got an old shirt to hand, maybe you can sew along with me. So that would be great. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do with mine. And I think as it's a nice lightweight fabric and this is a lovely summer top, that is the project that I've chosen for this one. That doesn't have to be what you do. So a couple of things that I've made before from Charity Shop Makes. This is not exclusive. This is just a couple that I've grabbed out the wardrobe. But this one, you'll see me in this one before. This is a Birder magazine pattern. So you have to trace off the pattern. This was from a maxi dress. Now it wasn't like this at the top. It was just the mustard colour all the way down. And this was a very deep border all the way around the bottom, about this deep. So that was cut up and then made into the frill that goes all the way around that was on the pattern. And then this has a tie back. The maxi dress did have a belt. So I salvaged the belt and it has been used for the tie deep back. And I had to cut, my dog in the background, I had to cut the pattern pieces out of the skirt from the maxi dress. And then the binding, again, I used the border from around the bottom to create the binding that is on the inside of the armholes. And that is a top that I made a good few years ago. This was a pound rail dress. And I love that for the summer. It's really cool. I love that I got to use this border in a different way as a frill around the neck. And yeah, I really love it. And it only cost me £1 for the fabric, and I got these extra details with the border and so on. So that was one that I did. This one was not from the pound rail, this was from a regular rail in the charity shop. But this was nothing like this when I made it. You'll have seen me in this a number of times. You may even have seen the video. This is a Donny shirt made from a dress. So this was a straight dress with elbow length sleeves, no collar, just a round neck. And I made the Donny shirt out of it. So as you can see, the Donny shirt does have a seam up the front anyway, but I had to recreate that out of the flat expanse of the dress. And then it's got a seam up the back and a yoke. Now on the inside of the yoke, I did have to use some lining that was already in my stash. And also on one of the facings, I had to add in pieces because there wasn't enough to salvage from the dress. But there was enough with piecing to make the shirt that I wanted. So this was a completely different garment, and now it's a shirt with a collar. So that's another one that I did. And I loved the red and I loved the crepe fabric of this one. It was a good quality one. So the fabric, it yielded enough to do what I wanted. I knew I'd have to play around with the pattern a bit. So I think I had to make it a little bit shorter and I had to add in a few bits here and there, but yeah, we got there. So that's just a couple of things just to give you some inspiration that don't look at what it is, just think about what it could be. Have a look, search for some of your own images and have a think. Please do get back to me in the comments below. If you like to look in charity shops, shop the pound rail, have a look what's available for harnessing all that cheap fabric that was otherwise going to go to waste. Let me know what you plan on making if you are doing this. And as always, like, subscribe and give it hype if you wish. I'll be back soon with my reconstructed top make. But thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.